Hi, I'm Nora Sophia. Have you ever driven a car and that car is in need of alignment? What happens when you're driving a car like that? You can't let go of the steering wheel because that car will pull a certain way. It's terrible. So you're constantly overcorrecting to drive a straight line because you are out of alignment. Well, the same thing is true in our life. When we are out of alignment, we're having to overcorrect. We're having to pull ourselves to be on this path, and it's work. And we feel it when we let go. There is no natural flow because we are not in alignment. So, what does it mean to be in alignment anyway? What needs to be in alignment? Well, we have our mind, which wills us to do things. We have our body, which performs the action, but also has its own wisdom. And then we have our spirit or our heart that connects the two. So, if thoughts are the language of our brain or our mind, emotions are the language of our body. And our translator of sorts is our heart or our spirit. So, say for example, I want to get fitter than I am. And my mind is like, yes, we have willpower. We can just tell ourselves we're going to do it. And we are going to just rock being fitter. But my body's wisdom and the emotions are like, no, we'd rather sleep in. We don't want to get up at 5 o'clock and go for a run. We're exhausted. The bed is so comfy and warm and on and on. You can see that I've had these struggles. So what happens is, though our brain or our mind is willing us to do something, your body is not in alignment with that. You're not going to do it. And more than that, your spirit isn't connecting the two to say, we are all good. And you know what? We're going to make that um, discipline of getting up early and going on a run. What else is like that in our life? When we want transformation or change of any kind, and I speak from experience, it will not happen if we are not fully believing it with everything in us, mind, body, spirit. It just can't, because it effectively becomes somebody who is sort of double minded about it. We have our brain in our head here, we've got a brain in our gut too. And it's really interesting and fascinating. If you study ancient wisdom, this is the seat or the center of what they believed was our actual brain that sort of decided what we were going to do. I call it my intuition or inner uh, connection to source, because I follow that so much. This becomes sort of the logical, pragmatic, but this in here becomes discernment. It becomes so much for me. And so often people will ask the question, how do I create and shift my life? How do I experience 2.0? Because that's what I'm all about teaching. The first step is getting ourselves in alignment. Think of that car. You don't want to have to drive like this. Then how can you see where you're going in a straight way? It's so much easier when we are fully engaged and we are going where we see the vision for our life, when we are feeling it already, and when we have that connection in full agreement, mind, body, and spirit. We change the world. We change our energy. We walk in a room and we're changing things for people in the room. That's how powerful we are. There was a study done, and there's a beautiful book, and I think it's called The Heart's Code or Heart Code. When there is a heart that needs to be resuscitated, they can take another heart, put it on top of this heart that needs to be brought back to life, And it literally will take on the beat of the heart that's placed on top of it. They've done studies on beautiful married couples who are so in love and so in sync, they literally become in sync. And our energies become almost like one, where our hearts literally take on the same beat and rhythm too. How much more powerful are we when we tap into that beautiful energy, when we're not overcorrecting, but we know who we are, we know where we're going, we know what we want, and we're able to bring it to pass. And then it's on to the next. It's a beautiful, elegant state of abundance. It's lovely. So I'm Nora Sophia. You can find me at norasophia.com. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm here. I'd love to answer your questions. And I'd love to show you what the 2.0 version of you looks like in practicing habitual harmony and transformation for your life.